Hey, welcome back to Golf WRX's Winning What's in the Bag, where this week we're taking a look at Minwoo Lee's bag from the 2025 Texas Children's Houston Open. His first win, which is pretty awesome. He's such a personality. You'd have thought he'd had a bunch of wins already, but this is his first win on the PGA Tour, and congratulations to him. Awesome to see. I know Scotty was charging hard at him, but he came away with the win for his first. He's a Callaway staff member, so everything in his bag, for the most part, is going to be Callaway. And again, we'll start at the top, as we always do. We're going to start with driver, and he is playing the brand new Callaway Elyte Triple Diamond. So the Triple Diamond is the lower spinning, kind of lower launching, more neutral flight driver out of the Elyte lineup. His is a 9-degree head, but it's playing at 8.5 degrees. Now the cog setting, the actual hosel setting is set to NS, which is neutral, lie angle, stated loft. So it's got to be a measured head that's 8.5 degrees because it's printed 9 and his hosel is set to kind of the standard settings there. It's a 57-degree lie angle on this head, and it is shafted up with a Fujikura Ventus Blue 6X. Now this is the 2019 model of the Fujikura Ventus Blue, mid-launch, low-spin shaft, 65 grams, 3.1 degrees of torque. And his driver is 45 inches to the end of the grip, so they cut it probably just about a 1/4 inch or 1/8 of an inch shorter than that because the grip butt end takes up about that much space. It's tipped 1 inch, and it has a swing weight of D3. Now we move on to his 3-wood, and his 3-wood is a brand new, again, Callaway Elyte Triple Diamond. So again, lower launching, lower spinning head in the Elyte lineup. He's playing the 3HL model, which is the 16.5 degrees, the high launch 3-wood. Typical 3-woods are 15-degree heads. This is going to be a 16.5, so a little higher launch, a little more height out of that club. He has his with the hosel setting to neutral lie angle and -1 degrees of loft. So it's playing actually at 15.8 degrees. So a little bit more traditional or closer to a traditional 3-wood in its actual playing loft. It is shafted up with a Fujikura Ventus Blue 9X, so the 90-gram version of that shaft. Again, mid-launch, low spin, comes in at 94.5 grams, 2.8 degrees of torque. For this one here, it's a 58.5-degree lie angle. The shaft is tipped 1.5 inches, and he's playing it at 42 inches to the end of the grip, which is a little bit shorter. The standard 3-wood there, I think, is just a little over 43 inches in terms of standard length, and 42.5 is usually something considered a little bit shorter. He's playing 42 inches, so probably looking for something with a little bit more control, and with his speed, he probably doesn't have to worry about losing too much distance going a little bit shorter. And the swing weight on this one is D5. So now we move into his irons, and before he gets into his irons, he plays a utility iron. So this is the Callaway X-Forged utility. I think this was a tour issue only head. Looks a little bit different than the traditional one. I remember there are some slight differences. I couldn't find what they are, but yeah, it's a tour issue only utility. It's a 19-degree head, but it's actually bent to 18 degrees, so 1 degree strong there, and it's got a 59-degree lie. It's shafted up with a True Temper AMT Tour White X100. So this is the ascending mass True Temper shaft. So the 3-4 iron, whatever it is, are going to be lighter, and they go up about 2 to 3 grams per shaft as you go down to pitching wedge. And pitching wedge, I think, believes ends up at 130. So this one here, probably around 109 grams. Not exactly sure if he's using a 2 or 3 iron in this head, probably a 3 iron, so probably about 109 grams on this one. It's a lower launch and lower spin shaft, much like a Dynamic Gold, just lighter weight. He's playing it at 39.5 inches long and a D4 swing weight. Now, as far as irons, he's playing a little bit of a mixed set. So the 4 and 5 iron are going to be the Callaway X-Forged. Now, this is a model that kind of showed up in some bags on tour. I think it was first spotted in kind of LPGA Tour. And it's a forged cavity back that was built for kind of the Japan market or the Asian market. It's got a milled cavity in the back, a little different than the CB that we get here. Or even the X-Forged that we've had here, a little different model, a little bit more of a chrome type finish. The middle, like I said, milling in it in the cavity is a little more pronounced, and it's got just a little different shape to it. Probably a little bit more squared off. A lot of Callaway irons are more rounded. This one's got a little more squared off toe, a little sharper toe on it, and he's playing those in the 4 and 5 iron. Now, for the rest of the clubs in 6 through 10, yes, the 10 iron is, instead of a pitching wedge, it's actually printed with a number 10. 6 through pitching wedge, he's playing these Callaway Apex prototypes. So these are complete one-off prototypes built for Minwoo Lee. You can see milled on the back. They've got the Chevron logo in kind of the lower cavity that is strictly etched on, looks like laser etching. These ones here, again, have a little sharper toe, a little boxier toe on them, a little sharper angle. From what I've understood, these actually launched a little bit higher. They've got a slightly lower center of gravity, and they've got a little wider sole with a little bit more bounce. So turf interaction is a little better for steeper players. You can see there's some trailing edge relief on the back there. That's going to help release that club through the turf as you can swing it, so it swings probably a little bit faster through the grass. Now he's playing 6 through 10, so 6 through pitching wedge on these. The 4-iron is 22 degrees, 7-iron is 33 degrees, and the pitching wedge is 44 degrees. So playing these are just a little bit stronger than some of the other traditional lofts you see in a blade. These are all shafted up with Nippon Modus 125Xs. This is the mid-launch, mid-spin shaft, and a lot of people see the 120s. You know, even some of the other flexes. The 125 is a little bit rarer, but it's built off a little bit more of a traditional profile with a little stiffer handle. Gets a little softer in the midsection, but mid-launch, mid-spin, and in the extra stiff flex comes in at 129.5 grams. Now I move into wedges, and his first wedge is a gap wedge. It is a Callaway Opus. This is the 50-10S, so 50 degrees aloft, 10 degrees of bounce, S grind. The S grind is a pretty full sole, meant for full shots or shots played, you know, with the club square to the target. It's got a little bit of trailing edge relief that helps release it from the turf, but also allows you to open the face up a little bit without that leading edge coming up too far. But it's a fuller sole that's going to offer a good amount of bounce. His is bent 1 degree strong, so playing at 49 degrees, and that will also take a degree of bounce off. So it's kind of playing like a 49.09 S grind. This is shafted up with a Nippon Modus Tour 120S, so a little different profile than the 125. It's going to have a little softer handle section in it, get down to a little stiffer mid, but a little bit lower launching, lower spinning than the 125. The other two wedges in his bag are going to be, first one is going to be a Titleist Vokey SM10, and this is a 56.08 M grind. So the M grind used to be kind of like the popular grip on, or a popular grind out on tour. It's kind of faded away a little bit to some higher bounce options from what we've seen. But the 08M is a great sole design if you want to really manipulate the face. It's got a lot of trailing edge relief, relief in the heel, relief in the toe. You can really open the face up without the leading edge coming off the ground while still having some good bounce there for float in the sand. You can play it square. It's got a good amount of bounce. It's going to get through the turf really quickly compared to some other grinds. And it just offers a really versatile grind for players who are going to play different shots with their sand wedge. Now, a 60-degree wedge is going to be a Titleist Vokey WedgeWorks 60T grind. So this is kind of like an M grind with lower bounce. The 60T is typically around 4 degrees of bounce, but the same thing, tons of trailing edge, heel, and toe relief on this one. The bounce is pushed just a little bit forward in the 60T compared to the M. The M, the bounce sits just a little further back. So depending on the type of shots and how you bring that club into the turf, one or the other typically fits a player a little bit better, but the T grind is extremely popular in the lob wedge. Just allows players to really open the face up, hit some high lofted shots. But when you play it square, it actually plays pretty well. It plays like it has a little bit more bounce than that 4 degrees that's stated. But again, like the M, super versatile. Play it on tight lies. You can play it off out of the rough. It just does it all really well. It does take a little bit more precision than the M grind. If you get it just a hair fat, you're going to have some problems. But guys like Siwoo Kim don't have to worry much about that. They typically hit it fairly well. Now, both these are shafted up with, again, Nippon Modus Pro Modus Tour 120 stiffs. So again, something's a little bit lower launching, offers a little flatter ball flight, a little bit lower spin. Again, a little bit different profile, a little softer handle. It's going to feel a little different. And it's interesting to me that he's playing the stiff versions because the Modus 120 typically plays fairly soft. When you look at it compared to other shafts, to flex, it's a little bit softer than other stiffs or extra stiffs or anything like that. So I'm kind of shocked to see him playing the stiff. Would have thought he would have played maybe the X in this one, but that isn't the case. Now moving to putter, and his putter is an Odyssey O-Works 1 wide. So this is kind of the previous version. It was kind of they did some all black, they did some Versa, but the O-Works, the big thing about that is they had micro hinge inserts. So the Odyssey micro hinge insert is kind of a multiple layer insert, but it's basically a rubber backing with some metal kind of prongs in a sense that come out and they kind of bend downward. And those metal prongs there offer a really soft feel as well as putting a really good forward roll on the ball. So they kind of eliminate some of the hopping and skipping as that ball makes contact with the putter head. Now, some people say it's not the softest insert. They think some other. I think the micro hinge is probably one of the softest inserts that Odyssey's ever made, but it does put a really good roll on the ball. Now, it's got a black steel shaft going up to it, and it looks like it has a Grip Master leather grip on it. I can't tell exactly the model of it, but you can tell that it's got some stitching on the back there, and it is a leather Grip Master grip. He's playing it at 35 inches long, 3 degrees of loft, 71-degree lie angle, and E3 is the swing weight on it. So for grips on the rest of his clubs, he's actually using Grip Master leather grips. Leather grips are, yeah, still around. They're still actually pretty popular. You don't see them a ton on tour, but I'm a little shocked that we don't, because they last so long. You don't have to replace them near as often. They are very durable. They're actually kind of tacky, and they've got a kind of a unique feel to them. So they are a hair bigger, hair thicker. They have a kind of a rubber base layer, and then they have a piece of leather kind of wrapped around and then stitched on the back. And that stitching actually is kind of like a reminder as well. It sits in the pads of your hands, kind of lets you know where the face angle is throughout the whole swing, as well as kind of helps you always grip it in the same spot. But I've used them a few times. Really, really nice Grip Master grips are. For ball, he is using the Callaway Chrome Tour X. This is kind of the higher spinning, firmer ball in the Chrome Tour lineup. If someone's looking for more, spin in the long game as well as short game, you'll get it with this ball. And honestly, the firmer feel. Some people like, one, the firmer feel, and two, that little bit of like click or audible sounds you might get off the putter or wedge with a ball that's a little firmer. Sometimes for some people, it's a little bit more responsive, lets them know kind of how they hit it. So that is it. That is the what's in the bag for Min-Woo Lee's what's in the bag for the 2025 Texas Children Houston's Open. Again, congratulations to him. And hey, check back next week when we go through the next winner's what's in the bag.